G'day, fucking dickheads. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to some fucking show with a bunch of cockos. What are their names? Big Tom and the rest of the gang. Some cunt called, what's his name? Pixel. Another cunt called Everyday Vapor. Anyway, I'm the Vaping fucking Bogan, so you cunts better be subbing your dicks off.
Fucking hell. Good welcome everybody.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to episode number 45.
Hey.
Shit, we're close to a year.
We are nearly at a year, aren't we?
Yeah. Only 7 more?
More than 6 months.
Yeah, well, you know, there we go. 7 more till we get to a year. We've joined with the Vaping Bogan today, which we're actually very privileged to have, even though every time he swears, then everybody has to take a vape, okay?
I think I've got enough juice.
I'm not sure. I'm actually empty on this one. So, James, you could kick off proceedings by explaining to everybody that knows who you are, because we do that every week.
Yeah. Everybody knows who I am, you know who I am. Everybody that doesn't know who I am, read the fucking label. I am vaping on Velocity RX200. Twisted Donut from the Yorkshire Vapor, and another one with Euphoria from Cosmic Fog, High VG. Boom. It's me done. Thomas, over to you.
I'm on tonight. I'm on the continuous current with the Butter Mini and Custard Donut. I'm on the X1 setup from Vapor's Cloud. Nice little serial number, 800. Actually quite like that. And I'm also on my sexy little Abel with the Kennedy with Vince's tips. And the coils inside were made by Coils from Scott. If you check out Coils from Scott on Facebook or Instagram, he does some really good fuse claptons. He's doing some coils at the minute. Go check him out, guys. Go like him. Go follow him on Instagram. And he's doing a little deal for us, guys. £5 for some fuse claptons mailed out. So go check out Scott Coils by Scott.
We didn't agree this.
I did.
Okay. Well, if we're going to start plugging people, then Space Jam, yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. Cosmic Fog, Liquid State, Black Reserve. Boom.
Anyway, I'm Pixel Vape, as you all bloody know. I don't review anymore, but I might be starting back up again. Just like watch this space in space. I'm going to start with the Goblin Mini V2, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to rip Bogan's video and just translate it for you. I want the Tesla Nano and the Goblin V2. And it's simple as that. On Jam Donut, of course, always. And I trim my nails before the show. Part of every Vapor's toolkit should be the old fucking nail clippers. Bogan, over to you.
What am I vaping on? Well, I'm just adjusting my fucking pin on the Magnum, so my fucking Kennedy will make connections. So I'm vaping on that because I like brass things.
Hey.
Vaping on some homebrew, some fucking DIY cola from myself. Pulled out my bum. I've got the Goblin Mini on the Duke SX with juice called Wolf 359 from an Aussie company called Outer World. What else have I got going? I've also got the Minikin with the from Osmotus Sigelli, a bunch of cunts together, just under different names. Why don't they just call themselves Sigelli? Anyway, that's got some Serenity from another local Aussie company called Vapor Eyes, spelt with the U properly, not the OR American idiot. Vapor Eyes. It's like a Serenity, is like a mojito flavour, which is pretty nice.
What happened to the big tank? That looks like the VCMT.
I'm also vaping on that. That's sitting on the Rulo.
That looks like the VCMT by Vapor's Cloud.
It does. It's a little bit shorter, which is nice. Pretty much the same sort of size deck, but a bit shorter, and apparently the same amount of juice capacity. So Look, it's got a few things that the VCMT doesn't have, but fuck, it's like $50 here in Australia. You can pick them up like, I don't know, super cheap. No one in the UK's got them though.
Clone, that's why.
Clone.
It's a clone, that's why, Bogan.
Oh, there's a. Oh, you've been hanging out with Damien Mortar and the elitist cunt.
Dirty bastards.
No, it's not bad.
We got comments in chat already. Jay, Bogan reminds me of the biker mice from Mars. We only read them, we don't make them up.
I'll take that as a compliment, you fucking cunt.
I'm taking it as speaking to Jay, not me.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So, obviously you're a guest on the show. What we want you to do is explain your story, how you got into vaping, because I believe it's not as easy as it is over here to get into vaping. And then the review side of things and you know, the whole persona of being a sweary twat. Yeah.
Well, I do like to swear my ass off. I don't, and you probably already picked that up. I'm not quite the same person off review camera. You know, we fucking ham it up a little bit, cunts. You know. So yeah, I started vaping, I don't know, 2.5 years ago. In Australia, you don't have the option to just go to a vape shop or to buy online and just buy your juice and a kit and start vaping, because nowhere in Australia is it legal to actually sell nicotine in your juice. You can't sell it. You can import it. I could buy a fucking 10-litre jug of 100 milligram nicotine and import it from the US, but I can't actually sell it once it's here in Australia.
But do you just buy like doublers and do they send you a free nicotine shot or something like that?
They can't actually send you a free nicotine shot because that's still sort of deemed, I suppose, as selling it. Do you guys have doublers in the UK? Is that something you can do over there?
We're starting to side towards that sort of thing.
Is that because of these new laws that have come in, or?
Yeah. It's, Tom will be able to explain more because, I mean, he's obviously the vape shop manager.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you guys are familiar with doublers, then, yeah, you know how it works. You get a bottle, it's half full of juice, it's double the flavour strength. You bring in 100 milligram nic or whatever. I usually mix up a big bottle of pre-mixed 6 milligram VG base, and then I just pour that straight into my doubler and it becomes 3 milligrams. That's basically how you've got to do it here in Australia. But that's a bit of a fuck around for anybody who's just getting into vaping. So a lot of people start out buying pre-mixed juice from the US or the UK, and you can buy all your hardware, buy all that pretty easily in Australia, but it's the juice that kind of fucks cunts over.
Do you not get any problems importing it in then?
No. I've never heard of anybody having their nick seized. Customs is not bothered with stuff like this. They're more interested in fucking poker chips coming in from China.
And animals and plants.
Yeah, we're more worried about some fucking Chinese cunt coming in from his holiday back home and bringing in like a bag of fucking, you know, peanuts and full of weevils or something. You guys have like border patrol shows in the UK. Yeah. It's never anybody with drugs or fucking knives or trying to bring in a Chinese prostitute in a suitcase. It's some fucking old cunt who doesn't read the rules or just ignores it, brings in a suitcase full of fucking food and wood and a whole bunch of shit. Oh, I didn't know, mate. I didn't know. Yeah, fucking bullshit, mate. Why didn't you declare it then? It clearly says, do you have any food in your bags?
So would I be able to bring in beef jerky?
I think that'd be alright. If it's been, you know, cooked and stuff, then you're fine. It's when people try to bring in fresh shit, particularly into South Australia where I am. If you come across the border, there's all these signs about fruit fly. You gotta fucking watch out for the fruit fly, cunts.
Didn't you have a frog problem, or did I see that on The Simpsons?
No, we do have a cane toe problem up in Queensland.
Wasn't that through someone that brought one over the border or something like that? I don't know.
It's been brought over from, I think it's one of those like the lady who swallowed the fly to eat the spider to eat. Then she swallowed a cat, and then she swallowed a fucking donkey to get the. You know what I mean? Like that. They brought the cane toad over to get something that was to get something else, and now they brought, you know, and then they brought foxes over to get the cane toads, and now we're just filled with fucking pommy animals that obviously, like you cunts, like the fucking weather and breed like bloody rabbits. Same with fucking rabbits, mate. We didn't have rabbits in Australia until you cunts fucking brought them over.
Enough of the Australian ecosystem.
Anyway,
carry on your story.
I fucking digress. So, 2.5 years ago, I started vaping with, like most of you, an ego twist, which I think I still have somewhere. And I was like, this is all right. Seems to be working. And then stepped it up to the Innikin iTaste SVD. The thing looks like a fucking lightsaber. It's got all the buttons on the side. You know, that went for a little while, and then I got into mech mods, and I was like, fuck yeah, this is sweet. I can sub my fucking dick off.
Talking of subbing your dick off, I want to know, where did that catchphrase come from?
I don't know. I just said it in, I think, the first video, which is funny, because the first video I did was meant to be for a bit of a laugh. I thought, well, let's take the quintessential Aussie fucking dickhead and apply that to a vape review situation. Just have a bit of fun with it, because everything's, you know, everything in the review scene. Some of the guys have a bit of fun with it, but most of it's pretty sort of, well, here's a fucking tank. Now we're gonna fucking break it down on camera. I'm gonna show you all about it, and we'll jump back up top, and I'll tell you how much it costs and where you might be able to pick one up.
That sounds like Tom.
And then I thought, fuck it, let's have a bit of fun with this. So I did one video, and I didn't think it would go anywhere. I thought, you know, 100 people might see it around the community and have a bit of a laugh. It caused some fucking shit stirring on the forums. Some comments from a few people. He's fucking deplorable. I want to stomp on his head. All sorts of shit. So I thought, this is brilliant. I can piss cunts off and make a few people laugh. So I did another one, and then I think Damien picked it up, and then all the you pommy cunts started sort of watching them, and then the US guys picked it up, and like, you know, a year and a half later, here I am, still doing it.
Well, I mean, originally I watched one of your videos, probably about a year ago, I think it was, and I thought, I can't stand this cunt. And it's not until you get 2-3 videos in, you realise that it is actually a character.
Yeah.
Like, and you start to appreciate it a bit more.
It's also, it's developed over the last year. When I first started doing it, I put on a really high-pitched, very fucking Bogan cunt. Oh, you fucking dickheads, it's fucking... which I look back on now and I'm like, oh, I don't know whether I can fucking watch these videos. I am really fucking noisy and annoying. So the voice has kind of come down a few octaves, and you know, it's at a level now where I think it's a lot more palatable. But still with enough fucking shenanigans.
I like that.
Yeah, definitely entertaining. So well, you've just explained how you got in the reviewing side of things.
Kind of fell over into it.
Well, yeah, kind of. Same as me. I was like the best reviewer in the UK for a long while.
Who told you that? Your mum?
All I'm going to say is at least they were reviews and not first looks.
First look's got more views than yours, though.
Not about the numbers, Thomas. Fucking first looks.
I know. What do you...
Quick, let's get a video up, then everybody will look at it. I don't know anything about it yet, but check it out. It's brilliant.
Well, yeah.
Please, Bogan.
But Bogan, right? So a first look video, you put it up, and then you'll follow that up with a review, wouldn't you, normally, typically?
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea. Generally, you're meant to... And you're not really meant to review it. It's meant to be, here's the button, here's the fucking battery, it looks nice, it's made of stainless steel. We'll get back to you on the rest of it, you know? But people turn them into fucking reviews now.
I know. Yeah. Well, Tom, if you've ever seen, you probably haven't seen any of Tom's, but Tom
I
normally
watched a
does.
few.
No, I wouldn't bother. Tom, no, he normally does a first look, and then you wait for months for the full review, and he just doesn't bother. He sold it.
He's fucking flipped it. He gets the mod, he does a quick look, gets some hype about it, and then fucking flips it. It's all a racket, mate. It's a
Very
fucking
much.
dodgy racket.
He's very much number driven, is our Tom.
Alright, it's not fucking Rip Trippers over here. I'm not selling cosmetics for fuck's sake.
Oh, don't get me started on him. Fucking hell.
So we're gonna head on to a bit of news in the UK about taxation and stuff like that. James, are you ready for this?
Oh shit! No, I haven't done anything. No.
You haven't done any research?
Yeah, I've done a bit. I've been a bit busy today, in case you haven't noticed.
Well, you know, fucking this is your first job. We need to create an entertaining, informative show, and I'm not sure if you're delivering, really. Bogan, are you free for, like, every Tuesday from now on?
Fuck off, mate. It's bloody sick. I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. No, 10 to 6. I thought, yeah, I'll get up. I'll, have myself about half an hour before we get on. Let the eyes sort of debag or whatever. And ended up sleeping until about 15 minutes before I came on here. So, fuck off. I'm not doing this every Tuesday. No way. Well, it's Wednesday for me.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Fucking hell, yeah.
I come to you from the vaping future, cockheads.
It's kind of hard to get your head around that sort of thing, but yeah, I'm sure the news comes out at the same time. So the headline we got is e-cigarette tax set scene for EU lobbying war. Basically, they're lobbying about tax within the EU, which will be obviously implemented over here. I have got some key points that I've written down. At the moment, we've got 57% tax. I did not realise this on cigarettes, okay, which is governed by the EU, and it's actually being pushed into every containing state of the EU. And at the moment, it's only 20% your value-added tax on e-cigarettes. They're looking to increase that. The main people behind it that are trying to do it are GlaxoSmithKline, so don't buy Lucozade anymore, because I think they make Lucozade as well.
Yeah, they do all the nicotine patches, all the nicotine sprays, so they've got a vested interest in it, haven't they?
Yeah, which is the most frustrating thing, because they spent €2 million lobbying EU officials. Can you tell I got notes on the side? Trying to look directly at the camera. Sorry?
Because you've got really bright lights there, Rick, everybody can see where your eyes are going now.
If I do that.
Your usual reading the things. You might as well write them on your hand and look at your hand.
Fucking writing notes is more than you've done today. So yeah, anyway, GlaxoSmithKline are lobbying for tougher rules because, well, what they're saying is vaping is appealing for the youth, which will lead them into smoking, which is completely untrue. We can all agree on that, I think. And Cancer Research and the European Heart Network are concerned that the corporate money grabbers are ignoring science.
Yeah. But there was another part of that article that really stood out for me, and that was about because there's a lot of EU states that are still trying to get out of the recession, still trying to balance the books. There's one statement that said e-cigarette taxes could also have significant long-term budgetary implication for national treasuries. So it is all about the money. They've seen that it's a massive industry. They've seen that people can make loads of money, and it's a growing industry. Growing every single day. They've now seen they can make a huge amount of money from it, which is a bit shit, really.
I'm just trying to find that statistic. Global e-cigarette sales were about 7.5 billion last year, but analysts forecast they'll grow to 46 billion by 2025. So at least we know we're safe till 2025 then, I guess. Is that the
Yeah.
case? That's because they're going to tax the fuckers, so.
So not only are we going to have 10ml bottles or 2ml tanks, they're also going to be taxed to fuck as well.
We're talking, that's 9 years, though. That's a long way off. We don't know what's happening this year, let alone 9 years' time.
Yeah, we don't.
What is it, 4 years to get out of the EU?
4 or 5, yeah.
It's not to get out, it's to potentially change rules and sort out all the regulations and stuff like that. I don't know if you know, Bogan, but we got a EU referendum coming up on the 23rd of June, where all of us pommy cunts can vote out of the EU.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how does that? I mean, how does that actually work then?
These are the bankers that are implementing everything, like the TPD, the Tobacco Products Directive, and stuff like that, and sort of governing or making recommendations for rules for each of the states that are a member of the EU implement. So if we vote out, it will take quite a long time, and our government might not change the rules anyway, but at least we stand a better chance, and we won't spend 53 million a day to be a member.
So
of
the EU. So you're saying vote out, as in to say we don't want to be part of the EU, or we just don't want to be having. Right.
We're be a separate state.
I thought you cunts were pretty sort of like your whole economy is pretty fucked. We're just not going to get in there. That looks pretty retarded.
Well, we still got our own currency.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. So you've still got your own currency, but you're currently a member of the EU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how long has that been for? So.
We joined in the 70s, I think.
Oh, okay, rightio. So that's always been the case. But then, what's prompted them to say, well, actually, what do you guys think? Should we stick with it?
All the debt that's in with the EU.
Yeah, there's a lot bigger political thing than just vaping.
Yeah.
But it
And
costs us.
the general, obviously, vapers are like, this is fucked. You know, the EU's sounds like their attitude towards vaping is not the same as the UK. So if they bring in a whole bunch of stuff and you guys are part of the union, then by and large you should sort of follow that. What's the general sort of consensus amongst the UK folk on the whole being part of the union?
Well, our own Prime Minister made a statement that e-cigarettes are not safe, but they've helped a lot of people quit smoking. There's actually a video of him stating that as well in the Houses of Parliament as well.
Yeah, I've seen that, Mr. Cameron.
Yeah. So,
But I mean,
it's positive from him.
the thing, it's right. Someone put in chat 1953. No, that was when the EU was formed. It's under a different name. It's like a trading agreement. We didn't join till like the 70s, I think.
Yeah. Trade Federation before it came the Empire.
The Empire.
Your London mayor's really good with vaping as well, isn't he?
Boris.
Fucking, Boris. I love Boris. I fucking love that guy.
Boris
He's
released a
fucking
statement to leave the EU. Boris is for leaving.
Oh mate, he looks like an absolute top cunt. He carries on. What do you call a bunch of fucking spineless jellyfish? Basically, was what he fucking used.
I mean, the biggest issue we've got, as the general public, the biggest issue we've got is we've not got two sets, pros and cons for, staying in or leaving the EU. We've not got those lists. Nothing's definitive. There's no sort of features and benefits, if you know what I mean. So it's almost going to be, everything's going to be based on assumption, and it's going to be down to your individual preference. If you're a business...
Why doesn't Tom do a first look at the EU and then you follow it up with a fucking review? No pros and cons. No, first fucking look. It's a bit shit, and then you can just back it up with the pros and the cons. What it's going to cost you, where you can get one, and how you can get the fuck out if you like.
Use a bit shit, going in the bin.
It's a fucking clone, mate. It's a fucking sausage.
So anyway, back to the original story. That's what we're facing at the moment. Is they're lobbying the taxes. So watch this space. We could be in for a tax hike.
What does a pack of smokes cost in the UK at the moment?
8-9 quid for a pack of 20, I think.
Pack of 20 is 10 quid. 10 quid.
10 quid.
Yeah, about
so That's about, yeah, I mean, if you convert that to Aussie dollars, it's around 20, it'd be a bit over $20. At gas stations, you're paying up to $27 for a pack of B&H. 25.
Fucking hell. And what are you paying for juice?
$27. I mean, most generally a 15 ml doubler, which makes 30 mils of juice, will cost you about $15. There's a few places that do a bit cheaper, but that's the average price for a 15 ml doubler, $15.
And is your liquid taxed?
Not yet. So at the moment, all we pay on stuff like that is, the vendor pays GST, which is goods and services tax, which is anybody who sells anything in Australia has to pay GST on it. So that's a standard tax, but apart from that, there's no specific tax for e-cigarettes. But that may change state by state, sort of going through at the moment. So it's interesting to see what the states do, but then again, the federal government might just come in and make their own fucking rule on it, which everyone will have to follow.
Is your government a bit like the USA, where you get different states and it's run by they have their own kind of politics going on in each state, but it's run federally by the big.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mixture of yours and, I mean, because it primarily was based off of the British system, but it has some American elements to it in the states, have a government. But we have a House of Representatives and a Senate in each state, which make laws on the state. And certain things are always state-run, so schooling is always done in the states. But then you've got federal law, which again has a House of Reps and a Senate, which is voted on by everybody, which in a lot of cases make laws that supersede everything.
Yeah.
Gaza in Oz, who's a regular follower, people will vote out because they don't want to be overrun by migrants invited in by Merkel. Hey, invited by what? That makes no sense. Sorry, ignore that comment. Bojo for Premier of SA. Does that mean anything to you?
I think is he saying Bogan for Premier? Sure. Oh, why not?
I don't know. Are you actually in the chat?
No, I should probably jump in that, shouldn't I?
Don't worry about it. Not much going on. Oh, Boris Johnson. Okay.
Oh, Boris Johnson.
Fine. Boris. Fair enough. And then leading on for this news, we're just going to get the shitty news out of the way, and then we can have a laugh. Not that we're not having one already, by the way. Australia. What's going on there?
Vaping news, or just generally?
Well, just vaping, obviously.
So
I'm not sure if you caught the title of the show yet.
Is it
yeah, how many sharks have been beached this week in Australia?
So how many has Mick Fanning punched, you mean? I think he said he's gonna take a year off surfing. I think he wants to go punch a few more sharks. So in vaping, well, at the moment my state is got this regulatory body that is starting to look at it. They keep postponing the actual parliamentary discussion on it. So it's up in the air at the moment. It'll be ages before anything gets implemented. And again, if the federal government decides to bring in its own laws, then
wake up! Wake up!
I got the alarm set for the wife. Well, she's fucked. She's gonna be late for work. So my state is doing its thing. Western Australia has already basically banned the sale of anything that resembles a cigarette. So if you're in the west coast of Australia, you pretty much have to buy your hardware online from people selling it in another state. They prosecuted somebody. The WA Health Department actually prosecuted a guy for selling e-cigarettes, so they resembled tobacco products. And he's still fighting that in the High Court. Poor bastard's freaking broke. Queensland, which is kind of like it's like our version of like the Bible Belt type, American fucking hillbilly type states. They have a bunch of laws already that, again, I think prohibit people actually carrying nicotine on them. There's apparently fines and that for even having nicotine on your persons. So that's pretty shit. And the two other big states haven't really done anything yet, but they're starting to look at things. So it's all very up in the air at the moment for us.
And what was that thing that you released a video? What, last week was it, or was it this week? It's beginning of this week, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was end of last week. But that's again all sort of about my state, South Australia, which, as I said, at the moment, this select committee, a bunch of idiots that have got together, appointed by the government, bunch of old fucking retards that don't understand vaping, supposed to go in and look at the industry and work out what needs to be regulated, what needs to be changed, and obviously they've recommended no selling to under 18s, which we're obviously all for. Proper labelling, all that kind of stuff, which we're all for. But the two concerning recommendations that they've made to the government is for no flavours other than tobacco. So no, bubble gum, none of your grapes. If you like a donut, fucking cookie, none of that. And no online selling, which is majority of the fucking industry here. So the rest of the recommendations are not too concerning, but basically they want to lump us in with tobacco. They want to say that vaping is the same as tobacco, which means that shops won't be able to advertise them at all. They won't be able to have stuff on display in the windows, and then particularly, obviously, flavours will be extremely limited, and you won't be able to buy anything online.
Wow.
Yeah, we've got the same issue with advertising over here as well. They're going to be removing advertising. They're still allowed to do it point of sale, but they won't be allowed to do online advertising as such.
They're even trying to ban YouTube reviews.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to police that. How are they going to fucking police that?
You can ban by region on YouTube.
Oh, okay. So they find your channel, and then they just basically, if you're within that region, you won't be able to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to get that extreme yet or not. No one knows, I don't think. So,
imagine that. Imagine that. The only vape review you cunts will be able to watch is our American cunts and this one Aussie dickhead down here.
I'm going back to 6.
Tom will still be doing his first looks because that's not actually advertising. So we've got a couple of questions for you coming in. We've got a competition for someone to win 100 ml of Yorkshire Vapors juice, and they've been asking questions all week, and we're going to present those to you in a bit, and then you're going to pick the best one out of the whole lot, and that's going to be the winner. Right. But some questions coming in chat at the moment. Tom, when are you next stocking the VCMT, please?
When they come back in stock in the UK, because there currently isn't any in the UK.
What are you going to have when we've fucking got them?
When we've got them.
Adam, so have they banned smoking in places that you can't carry nicotine?
I'm not too sure what the rules are exactly in Queensland or where you can vape. I know a bunch of Queensland vapers that are part of an Aussie Facebook group, and they don't seem to have a problem with being able to vape anywhere. I don't know how enforced the law is, this no nicotine sort of shit. I know that it has made it hard for them to import some stuff, but I don't think day-to-day vaping is a problem. They have, I think, banned vaping anywhere that you can't smoke, which is fair enough,
Yeah,
polite.
I don't think anybody's got an issue with that. Oh, yeah. Some people over here do, which is quite irritating. And then Tom goes up to them and tells them to stop fucking vaping, and then they go ape shit on his ass, like a 90-year-old woman.
Oh, really?
In a supermarket.
I'm gonna even cut.
Oh my goodness! It's my right to vape at the fucking meat section if I want to.
Fuck off, you silly old hag.
I just want to see like a 90-year-old woman sitting in fucking, is it Tesco's over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, just at Tesco's, picking her meat out just with a VCMT, just fucking.
Just let you know there is other supermarkets available.
But none that we're going. Right, okay, let's, ooh, yes! Sorry, that's a rather weird noise. Bogan, I don't know, you probably haven't watched any previous shows, so every guest we get on Has to do a trick.
A trick.
It doesn't
Like-
have to be a vape trick. It can be. You
Oh,
know,
I've got a good trick for you. Here you go. It's a good trick.
it doesn't have to be a vape trick.
Oh, it doesn't be a vape trick.
It doesn't have to be. It can be a Damien Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation. You can do whatever.
Yeah, who was that? That was very Damien, wasn't it?
Damien was like, "Oh no, get out of here!" Whatever he said.
Get to
What
the
now?
chopper.
The chopper! No!
Nah, fuck it. We'll just go with the double nostril, mate. Yeah.
Oh!
No.
There you fucking go.
Double yourself.
Clears the nostrils. I need a menthol juice. Clear it out, you know.
I wouldn't even dare to try that.
It's 2 Nostril Tuesday, mate. You've got to fucking get one up there.
Well, it's Wednesday for you, so you fucked up.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Got
fucking.
new
Yeah,
two tubes. Fuck.
Yeah, 2 mechs. Come on then, Tom.
Two
What?
mech. Make sure they're not fucking dry. I tell you that now for no.
We've all got to try this now. That's the rules. I didn't.
These mechs are both at 0.07, by the way.
By the way, guys, don't build at 0.07. That's pure stupidity.
Okay, right, here we go then.
Fuck.
Oh, that's a fucking huff. There you go.
The thing is, they went right in as well. I just right. Well, you can see me in full Technicolor at the moment. All right, well, we're gonna do it with these 2. Oh fuck!
Get it done.
I don't want to.
But I hope they're both dry.
There you go.
It's not that bad, is it? It's really not that bad.
It's actually not.
Yes, it fucking is. It burnt into my nose.
What you guys aren't vaping? I know a lot of UK vapers are vaping at like 24 milligrams and crazy shit like that. So,
Ah,
0.3. Yeah, 3 milligrams.
yeah, same. So it's not too bad. I reckon 24 you'd be a bit.
Yeah.
How's your father?
He's alright, thanks.
what you on? 6, Bogan?
3.
Oh, you're on 3 as well, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh god. That's
What can I say? I'm here to fuck shit up.
That's so bad. So bad. Right, we're going to go through some of these questions. If you can answer them as quickly as... Oh, fuck's sake. Lost the page. As you can.
Let me just crack a beer.
There you go, guys. He's cracking a beer.
First beer of the morning. 7:09. It's after 7, so it's all right.
Yeah.
After 7 a.m.
No, hold on, whoa. Before we ask these questions, you got to describe this beer like you do on every fucking review.
This is a very Bogan beer. This is called a Victoria Bitter. Comes from the state of Victoria. It's probably the most Bogan beer we have, except for one in Queensland, which just has 4 X's on it. It's called 4X. Because, well, Queenslanders can't spell beer. We know that. But it's a bitter beer, as you can get from the name. It's a bitter taste. You guys follow cricket?
No.
Well, we know we beat you. That's about it.
Anyway, there's a famous cricketer from the sort of 70s and 80s, Booney, I think his name is. He drank 40 of those on the plane, I think, over to England for the Ashes once. 40 fucking VBs.
It's a long flight, though.
Yeah.
I bet he didn't fucking walk off the plane.
So what's the alcohol percentages roughly in Australia? What is it? Is it
Average sort of pub beer would be about 4.5 to 5-ish. Few dark ales that might get around 5.5. When you get into the craft beers, then when they go up in anywhere from 4.5 to fucking 9. There's one here. An IPA that we do locally that's 9 fucking %. But generally, your average beer is about 5%. Around about 1.4 standard drinks.
Bit stronger than ours. Ours is about 3 at the beginning, isn't it? The Carlsberg and
Foster's.
Carlin!
Carlsberg.
Carlin! 4%.
Do you guys drink a lot of Fosters over there? It's nobody drinks that here. It's like the shittest beer we make. Nobody drinks Fosters in Australia.
Everything you guys do, like Neighbours, Home and Away, fucking Border Patrol, Fosters. What is it? 4X, is that from you guys as well?
Yeah, 4X. Yeah, you get that over there, do you?
Oh yeah, we love it. Fucking keep sending that over.
4X isn't too bad, but Foster's you can't find it anywhere. There's like one bottle shop, and it's one of those big, supermarket type bottle shops that only have, a few of them scattered around, discount prices, blah blah blah. They're the only place you can get Foster's. You can't get Foster's at your local bottle-o.
Well, Tom's teetotal, and he's drinking a beer.
I've cracked a beer because Bogan cracked a beer, so I thought I'd join him.
Yeah, I'm
Fucking
joining.
cheers, mate. There you go. Fucking cheers.
Yeah, cheers,
bro.
boy.
Right. Right, I'm going to get beer
He's got
then.
the wife beater. Is the wife beater? Very good.
Come to get beer.
Yeah,
Fucking can't do this without fucking getting a beer.
I've earned a beer today.
Bloody ripper.
Fucking brilliant. Any more questions?
He's gone to get a beer, hasn't he? While he's not there, there was something else in the news earlier on today, and it was that headline was hundreds of thousands of smokers turned to e-cigarettes to help them quit. Study finds almost 900,000 people turned to e-cigarettes in 2014, and it bumped up the success rate to an estimated 22,000 more people quitting due to e-cigarettes in 2014.
There you go, your balance. It is Bud, I will warn you.
It's got the Yankee piss.
Yeah.
But rather this than Foster's.
Yeah, fucking oath. Fucking oath.
Oh dear. No, Foster's is like, if you want a cheap night out.
I think I like VB because VB, I don't know if you guys get these little stubby bottles. It's like drinking beer from the 70s. You get these little short, stubby, fat bastard bottles.
Where's your little shroud that they have?
Oh, here we go.
Isn't it a beer cooler? Keeps it...
Represent local Aussies, you hardcore vapors. There you go. Shout out to you, nerds.
Nice.
Yeah, we don't need a beer cooler because...
It's so fucking cold all the time, mate.
Correct.
Your beer cooler is your whole fucking apartment.
Right, have we got some questions, Henry?
Yeah, let's get on with these questions. Okay, so we asked everybody questions, competition time, blah blah blah. You got to pick the best one. From Will Hans, the best question out of all of them. There's quite a lot, so we need to sort of push through them.
Chop. Right.
Let's go then. Will Hansford. He blabs on about everybody's going to ask a vape-related question. So, if you could be born into history as any famous person, who would it be and why?
For fuck's sake.
Oh. Famous person born into history. Jesus, that's a fucking complicated one. Ah, Jesus.
It is just past 7 o'clock in the morning.
Fucking hell, 7:15, and the comes out with that one. Ooh, trying to think.
Right, we'll move on, and then you can.
Let's come back to that one. Let's come back to that one because I feel like I've got to come up with something pretty good, you know.
Why are you thinking? I just want to give a big shout out to Dale's son Ricky. He's watching the show. All right, Ricky.
Hi, little Ricky. Don't say hello to Ricky, but don't swear. Ricky's like 4 years old.
Oh, Ricky! Terrible. I've got a nearly 5-year-old. So, cheers, Ricky. Don't drink unless it's with Dad.
I hope Dale's wearing headphones anyway. Right, next question from Chris Maloney Adams. If you could be born in any part of the future, who would you be and what? No, I'm joking. What's the best beer you tried, cunts?
Oh, I reckon probably one of the most memorable beers. I think it is. It's by Young's, and it is a banana bread beer. That was pretty fucking awesome. It'd be either that or no. I'm gonna say that. Yeah, banana bread beer. That's one that just pops into my head and stands out. I don't know if it's the best beer, but that one stuck in the old noggin.
Banana bread beer.
Banana bread beer I think it's from Young's.
Interesting. Matt Pryor. I think he's trying to chat up your mother. He said, "How do you speak to your mother?"
Not like I talk to my subscribers. No. Not like.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you talk to your fucking mother. What do you think, mate?
Michael Howden, if you could be anything in the world, what would it be and why?
Ooh.
A cannon.
If I could be anything, like a physical thing or an animal.
Like a lesbian's dildo or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right. What's that? Fuck. What would I be? Yeah, lesbian dildo sounds right.
Mark Gooden, what is your favourite beer and e-liquid combination? So you know, like what goes well together?
Pairing, a bit of a vape pairing.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a vape pairing that went really well the other day. We've got this juice from Vaporize called Rasmus. It's like a raspberry with bourbon, but bourbon doesn't taste like, you don't really taste bourbon in it, if you know what I mean. It just adds this awesome flavour to the raspberry. That pairs really, really well with stout. Raspberry bourbon with stout.
There you go. This one I'm particularly interested in by JP Nicholas. Have you ever been to Ramsey Street?
Yeah, I went.
Have you actually been?
No. No, but if I did go to Ramsey Street, I would punch Harold in the fucking face. Oh. And then seduce. What's the name? Did you guys see it when Holly Valance was on it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And buy her a fucking pint.
Well, she actually had quite a blossoming career over here for one song.
She did.
For one song.
I think she was in the top 10 for about a week, and then no one ever heard of her again.
Probably because she was naked in the fucking video.
Well,
Yeah, well, that's how you get famous, Tom. That's what you're missing from your fucking first looks, mate. More nudity.
Next flip on a fucking first look.
Wasn't his sister like, no?
I got the new Vapor Shark and Tom's fucking nipple.
Fucking done it again. For every show for the past sort of 4 weeks, we've had some sort of nudity, and you wrecked it. We're trying for a nice, clean show tonight.
It's been this many days since our last nude joke. Fucking scratch it off. 0. Back to 0.
We're 0 every week. Gary Miller, if you were chilling with Obama and Cameron, what juices would you offer them to bring your... These get even worse.
Cameron. Well, he's a posh cunt, isn't he? He's a bit of a posh bloke, so, you know, probably a nice tobacco for Mr. Cameron. And, Barrack, I got some I had a chicken waffle juice. And,
Racing at its finest.
Oh, shit.
Thanks for tuning into Vape Talk UK. We'll be back next week.
I really thought you were going to say watermelon.
Alright, moving swiftly on. Phil Hudson, if you had your own juice line, what would you call it? Cunt's juice would be my guess.
Cunt punch. Cunt punch.
Punch.
It'd be a fruity punch juice. Cunt punch. There you go.
I saw someone with a bottle of juice called Foo Goo.
Oh, that is disgusting.
James is nodding his head. Obviously, he's heard of this. You probably reviewed it.
Yeah, I'm not reviewed it yet.
Yeah, Foo Goo. What a name. So, what, Cunt Punch was the thing?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm going to go with cunt punch, yeah.
Okay, we've got a little bit of a show and tell now, so if you could watch your screen. This is basically the map of sort of Europe-y sort of thing. My question for Bogan.
So Ireland is pissed cunts. Is that right? Is that Ireland?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got what's
Better cunts.
graphic?
Better cunts.
But anyway,
Oh, this is brilliant.
the question is, what would the map say over Australia?
Oh, we're probably piss cunts as well. No, probably just loose cunts. It's just generally loose, whether we're drunk or whatever it is. Just fucking loose.
Moving, sorry, on a tangent somewhat, did anybody see that interview they had with those two Australian dudes that actually foiled a robbery on a gas station?
Oh, fucking brilliant, mate. That's quintessential Australian heroism at its finest here in Australia. A couple of mates, and you know what they were heading home from? They were heading home from, get this, I love this, a fucking singlets and a fucking singlets and thongs party, but it was called fucking pluggers and fucking wife beaters party or something. I don't know. Walking home, his pluggers busted on his thong, and stops to fix it. Foils a fucking robbery. Bloody brilliant, mate.
He walks up to the car, doesn't he? He takes the keys out.
and that's what's fucking amazing is he's pissed. And he's got one thong on, I think, and he walks over, takes the keys, and then tries to chase the cunt down once he runs off. He actually punches one of them.
Just so that knows. Sorry,
yeah, one of them runs off.
Thongs are flip-flops over here.
We're the only country that calls them thongs.
Yes.
Thongs are little skimpy things that runs up women's asses over here.
Yeah, I know. Every time I mention thongs, the Americans think I'm talking about fucking G-strings.
So it's flip-flops.
Yeah, flip-flops.
His main is his toe, you know,
the
toe
plug
support on his flip-flop. The plug has come out. He's got what they call a busted plugger here in Australia. Busted plugger, fixing his plugger. A couple of cunts trying to rob an Oporto, which is like a chicken joint attached to a servo. And he goes in, pinches the keys out of the car. One of them comes out, sees the keys are gone, fucking does a runner. The other one jumps in the car. He punches him a couple of times. He jumps out and runs off, and the fat cunt chases him down for about 50 metres before he runs out of breath.
It's the interview. It's the interview on the news report, though. That's so funny.
Oh.
Absolutely hilarious. Guys, we'll post a link to it in Vape Talk UK after the show. It is absolutely fucking brilliant.
Straight up, pretty much what every Aussie is doing on a Saturday night.
So, moving on. Oh God. Okay, this is Gary Williams. He's not actually eligible to win because he's from Australia, mate. Is that Australian?
I know Gary. I actually know Gary Williams.
Oh, yeah, well.
He's in our Facebook group here.
My question from the East Coast to the Vaping Bogan is, can you solve the mystery of why a small town like Adelaide has twice as many bricks and mortar vape shops than the rest of Australia combined?
Yeah, we're just fucking awesome. Put it bluntly. We just fucking kick butt. No, it's really weird because in the state that I'm in Adelaide, in South Australia, we have more brick and mortar shops than any of the other major cities, and we've got about a third of the population of the other two major cities. And we also have probably 3 or 4 of Australia's leading e-liquid manufacturers based here in Adelaide as well. I don't know how, I don't know why. I guess people down here have got nothing else to do, so they vape.
Okie dokie. Moving on. Brett Clark. Why is the word cunt your favourite word in your YouTube videos? And then he put in brackets, sorry for swearing.
He's English.
That's very polite of you. It's not just my favourite word. Pretty much, and I was explaining this to my dad last night. For the Generation X and Generation Y in Australia, cunt has kind of replaced mate. So you go to the pub and all your mates are there, and you know, instead of greeting with, "Oh, how you going, fellas?" or "How you going, mate?" you go, "You cunts want a fucking drink?" It's basically just replaced mate. We use mate, and we swapped it with cunt. And then if you see someone, you know, robbing a fucking Porto, instead of calling him a cunt, you go, "Oi, mate!" So it's done a complete flip. You call your mates cunts, you call your cunts mates. It's just something that's happened with our generation and the one before, you know, Generation X, Generation Y, and then obviously these fucking dickheads that have rocked up as well. But, you know. It's just...
Simon Cannon, if you were stranded on a cunty... Oh, hang on, this is a bit weird. If you're stranded on a cunty huge island in the middle of nowhere, what would your perfect vape setup be and why? So basically where you are now, I guess.
If I had one vape set up in a fucking deserted island, yeah, pretty much Australia. And if the laws go the way that we're going, it's pretty much going to be a vape-free zone. I would probably have to say the VCP and the temple, the mini temple.
Mm.
This is just fucking lovely.
That surprised me. That.
Jason Harris, my question would be, Dear Bogan, what products do you use for your dry knuckles and cramps?
Foster's, mate. I get a bit of Foster's on there each morning. I just rub it on, bit on the knuckles, bit of VB down the gullet, and mate, no cramps, no dry knuckles. Once a month I do an enema, and everything's sweet. It's all about hydration. It's all about hydration. So you know, there's only one way to do it. Up the bum.
People already announcing winner in chat at the moment. I think this one might top it. Tim Brown, Rolf Harris, discuss.
Oh, Jesus
we send the comics
Christ.
over there. You send your pedo imports over here.
Yeah. Fucking hell! It seems that every children's entertainer / celebrity turns out to be a fucking kiddly fiddler. I mean, if I was a fucking children's entertainer, I would be shitting myself right now. I would be thinking, fuck, they're coming for me. They're fucking coming for me.
Worst thing is I met Rolf Harris, and I got his autograph, which I thought would be worth something. In a few
Oh
months'
God!
time.
Oh Jesus!
And he didn't even touch me.
Poor Rick.
Oh.
Del Paul, if you were to be reborn as a mod, would it be regulated or unregulated?
Oh, mate, do you think my persona's regulated? Completely unfucking regulated. 0.00001 build. Off its fucking tits.
Do you know what? It's just everything's like if you were reborn. Who believes in reincarnation? Not me.
This is very what's the word I'm looking for? It's very existential, these questions. Very fucking deep and thoughtful.
Well, you still haven't answered the first one as well. We're going back to that one now. So if you could be born into history as any famous person, who would it be and why?
I don't know. Let's see.
Marilyn Monroe's cunt.
Hang on. Right, let's just backtrack a little bit. Tom wants to be fucked by Dick.
Yeah. He wants to be fucked by JFK.
Yeah. Hang on a second. He wants Kennedy penis all up in him.
All over his hair, all over his... Yeah, anyway.
If if I could be one person, come back as one person. I don't know.
Good old Rolfie.
Good old Rolfie. Gary Glitter maybe. Oh Jesus, this is such a. There's so many people. I'm just gonna say Johnny Rotten. He looks like he's had a fucking good time.
Johnny Rotten's a good shout, actually. Did you know
Yeah.
they wouldn't let him in CBGB's when the Ramones first started playing there, so he actually broke in through a toilet window about this big. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. I fucking love the cunt. Except recently he got in trouble for a bit of racism, but you know, I don't reckon he's had a good fucking time. Good old Johnny Lydon.
There you go.
I've got a question.
Well, you're not eligible, but ask it.
I've got a question for Bogan.
I only accept them from you in the form of a first look.
That's right, that's absolutely fine. This first look. Right, so, would you rather have teeth as pubes or pubes as teeth?
We're not doing this, are we?
I'd have pubic teeth. Because I can still eat. If I've got hairs as fucking teeth, I mean, what am I going to do? You know, and I'm sure they'll make a nice sort of jingly sound as you fucking walk around, you know, clanging together down there. I imagine if you had fucking teeth as pubes, it would sound much like, you know, girls when they get their hair braided with the fucking Jamaican beads on the end of it. And I reckon that's what your fucking bollocks would sound like.
Thank you for asking.
It's a good time. I'll get a job in a fucking reggae band.
If you had pubes, if you had teeth for pubes, though, wouldn't you have to fucking brush your pubes every day?
Oh, I got a fucking crab infestation in my fucking pubes, mate.
Oh dear God.
I vaped crab juice and now I've got crabs.
Thank you for this blessing we've been given.
You invited me on the show. What do you fucking expect?
Whoa!
I've got a question. We asked Twisted this. What would be the best mod to shove up your ass?
Fucking hell.
No, hang on. Bogan, we got to get the context right. There was a newspaper story about someone that shoved...
I saw this. The fucking X-ray and everything.
Yeah.
And he had like a bigger Nokin with like a eye taste on it or something. Like it looked.
He had the 134 with the fucking iClear 30S.
That's it. Yeah, he had a 134, which is like probably arguably the biggest fucking mod that's available for mass manufacturing. Fucking hell. What would I have up my butt?
Are we really getting Bogan blush?
I'm trying to think what looks fairly ergonomic and rounded, smooth edges. Not the VCMT, that's for sure. I reckon. What about a tugboat? Seems like the kind of thing you put up your bum.
I reckon if you had some laughing gas, you'd be able to fit the Rillu up there, no problem.
Oh yeah, mate. With a bit of jungle juice, no fucking worries.
By the way, if you are going to stick a mod at your bum, take the batteries out first.
Yeah.
And put them into a case.
I'm going to put the case up too.
Not have it rattling around in there.
So, which one was the best?
Oh. What was the one that everyone the one that that you said voted on the best, the fucking
I'm looking for it.
Right, did you say the fucking...
What products? What products do you use for your dry knuckles and cramps?
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely...
or the Rolf Harris one.
Ooh, that's a tough... Maybe the Rolf Harris. What were the others? Yeah, let's go with dry knuckles and cramps. Bit fucking Foster's on there.
Jason Harris, congratulations! You won 100 ml of the Yorkshire Vapor. As long as you live in the UK, which I think you do anyway. If you want to hook us up on the Vape Talk Facebook group, then we'll get that out to you. Brilliant! We got to think up a competition for next week as well now.
What's the competition, Bogan?
What's the competition?
Yeah.
Were they going to ask questions or just a random competition?
We normally do a random one, like a caption comp or something like that. Don't do any video ones because people tend not to enter.
Best caption on the video of these two fucking idiots bloody foiling the fucking robbery. Best commentary on that. Just a little fucking one sentence commentary.
Done. Right, so we'll post that up on Vape Talk UK after the show, and we'll get the link to the video as well. It is a fucking funny video.
Fucking brilliant.
Have you guys not seen it?
No, do you want to play?
Yeah, no.
Oh god, it's fucking good.
Absolutely brilliant. I can't play it on here. Good. Well, that's us out of content. So for the last 24 minutes, Bogan's going to do a dance. Actually, to be fair, I did like the Bowie tribute you're sporting on the what the fuck do you call that? The denim vest behind you.
Oh yeah. I'm a big fan of Bowie, and I think when he actually passed, the next video I did after that, I did my out credits with a little Let's Dance track, because he's just, you see these celebrities die, and you sort of like, oh yeah, that's sad, someone died, but they never really have much of an effect on you if you don't personally know them. But every now and again, you get someone that passes on, and you go, fuck, I'm actually bummed out that cunt's not around anymore. And Bowie was one of those guys that, I grew up listening to a lot of my dad's music, and he's just an awesome dude, amazing musician, and influenced so many other bands that, I was a bit bummed out. I thought, fuck it. Where credit's due.
Yeah.
He had quite a bit in tribute. What was it? What, the music awards, Grammys.
Oh yeah, I didn't see it.
It was quite nice. He had some. I can't remember the name of the bird, but some female singer was actually singing his songs, and Bo was quoted and saying she was the future of music. So it's quite. Bowie was a bit sort of strange, and he wasn't your
normal
pop star. Have you ever seen The Office? Like the UK version.
I've seen both. I do like both of them, and The Office is fucking.
Have you ever seen Extras, which Ricky Gervais did?
I've seen maybe a little bit of it here or there. Not
that song to him, didn't it?
Yeah, there's an episode with Bowie in, and he sat on the piano.
Oh!
And he sings.
I saw that.
Little fat man.
Tubby little fat man.
Yeah. And he's like, and he's just paying the shit out of Ricky Gervais.
Oh dear, God. Right, okay. Time for Tom to come up with some. Tom, you got any first looks coming up?
I haven't got any first looks, but I've got a couple of questions.
Go on
then. What would? Oh, okay. Obviously, with the regulations going and stuff like that for Bogan in Australia and stuff like that, how's it going to affect sort of like your job? How's it going to affect the sort of industry? Do you think it'll destroy the industry?
It won't destroy the industry. It will. It depends on what happens. It depends on how it comes in. So, for instance, on the flavors, if you can't buy any flavors other than tobacco, if it's just on a point of sale, then all of the e-liquid producers will still be able to produce their liquids, but it'll have to be sold from companies outside of South Australia. If they somehow want to, and I don't know how they would stop or regulate someone manufacturing e-liquid, shipping it to another state, and then having it sold through online distributors there. I don't know how they would stop that. So if that happens, it will just mean that South Aussies won't be able to go into a shop anymore and buy their e-juice. It means that they won't be able to buy from a South Aussie online vendor. They'll have to buy their juice from vendors based online in another state. The brick and mortar shops, it will affect their business because they won't be able to advertise stuff. They won't be able to sell a lot of the flavors that they sell. So it'll make their job a lot harder, and it will mean that people are very limited in their choice on flavors and everything else. For the online business, if you've got an online business in South Australia, then and they ban selling online, it depends on how they do it. It may be as simple as just registering your business in another state, but still distributing from South Australia. So register your business in Victoria or New South Wales. Technically, that business is a Victorian business, so they won't be able to regulate it. It depends on legally where we stand. The other thing might mean that online distributors will just move to another state, and the big ones here in South Australia will have the money to do that. They'll just move states, or they'll move to New Zealand, and they'll be able to ship from New Zealand to Australia, which only takes 3 days shipping anyway. So it's people who are in the industry will find a way. All it's going to do is it just means the government's missing out on taxes, it's missing out on income, it's missing out on revenue. It's a very closed-minded, put the blinkers on, just look at this and try and stop it. It's ridiculous. So it won't kill vaping, it's just going to make it very hard. It's going to mean that all the people that are already vaping are just going to have a slightly different or more difficult avenue to get the gear that they already buy. And it means that new vapors that are just getting into it are going to either not be exposed to it or have a harder time. So it's going to hurt the newer vapors more than everybody else.
That's what I was going to touch on. The fact is that you believe it's going to affect beginner vapors more than it is the advanced user.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you've been sub-ohming your dick off for a while, you're going to find a way to continue to do that. It's not going to mean that you can't. You just buy your stuff from another state or overseas, which means we're losing money. So it's a stupid, very, very closed-minded, band-aid solution type approach.
Yeah, because to me it's more. It's not just like sort of the regulations of it. It's the matter of fact of how many jobs people are going to lose. That means a lot more people are trying to get benefits, trying to get other jobs. It's going to leave families and businesses out of cash, and that's kind of the thing for me is it's ruining businesses and people's livelihoods rather than it just being regulated. And
there are a number of e-liquid manufacturers here that if it means that they won't be able to actually manufacture their juice at all and send it to another state to be sold, then they probably will shut down. These are guys that don't do e-juice manufacturing as their full-time job. Some of them have other jobs. And this is something they do on the side, which is very successful, but they don't bring in the cash to be able to move their whole operation to another state. Plus, they've got their regular day job, which is based here. So they probably will shut down. But it depends on how these regulations come in. As I said, I don't see how they're going to stop Joe Bloggs, who manufactures e-juice, sells it here in South Australia, from selling it to someone on a wholesale basis in another state. I don't know how they're going to regulate that.
Yeah, exactly. So moving on, we all know obviously that you got into reviewing by sort of just as a joke. Who inspired you as a reviewer to carry on and do that? Apart from Riyadh.
I used to watch a lot of probably Grim Green. I mean, it's probably all just the standard sort of big wigs that most people know. Your Grim Greens, your Suck My Mods. I used to watch a lot of Phil Basato. Not that I have anywhere near the technical knowledge or expertise or in-depth sort of analysis that he does, but I used to watch a lot of, I don't know how many nights when I was first getting into vaping, I sat there watching a 45 to an hour long fucking video on something. So a lot of that, a lot of...
On a switch, how far it pushes the switch.
Yeah. It's got a 2 pound fucking really. It's a stiff switch, mate. It's a fucking stiff switch. It's pretty stiff. This one's pretty loose. But yeah, I love Phil for his technical stuff. You know, Grim Green, Twisted 420. He probably is one of the reviewers that I saw was like, he has a bit of fun with it. He has a bit of a laugh. He doesn't take himself too seriously. Oh, son of a bitch, you know, he doesn't edit that out. He keeps it in there.
Drops everything.
Drops everything, has a laugh. But also then, you know, even someone like Damien Mortar, you know, his bloody good waffles and that kind of stuff, you know, again, has a bit more of a laugh with it. So people like that I probably watched.
Sweet.
Comment in chat from Jamie. Just remembered about the show. How's the sheep shagging cunt been doing?
Well, that's fucking New Zealand, mate. We don't shag the sheep here. That's the fucking Kiwis. That's the bloody Kiwis. We just get pissed and lay on a beach.
I just read them out. I don't make them up.
So another one as well. This is obviously going to go to you because obviously that's not the job you do, and it's obviously not retail side of it. But obviously you've been sub-homing your dick off for quite a while now. If you had to recommend a starter kit to somebody who wanted to get...
I thought that was going a completely different direction.
Yeah.
I thought, has your dick actually fallen off?
No, but has it?
It's very, very nearly.
So yeah, if you had to recommend a starter kit to somebody who wanted to start vaping in Australia, what would you recommend, and what sort of revenue would you tell them to go around to get it?
There's probably quite a few compared to when you guys got into vaping. What we had to start with was very, very limited in terms of flavour and everything else. You know, I started with a Pro Tank Mini 3, I think it was, and a fucking Ego Twist. Now I would probably say something like the Inokin T18 or T22. They're really, really simple and easy if they like a mouth-to-lung type smoking hit. Otherwise, some of the Kanga K-Boxes and the K-Box Nanos are really good. The Inokin Coolfire, if you want something that's going to be a bit more intermediate and you can use as you progress, the Coolfire 4 Plus kits, they're fucking awesome for anybody starting out. Yeah, that would probably be. And then, you know, if you think you're going to want more vapor and more cloud straight up, then the EVIC, spend a bit of money. EVIC Mini, VTC Mini, EVIC Mini, and a Crown tank. They're just, you can't go wrong with that setup.
Wait, so if anybody's out there that's wanting to set up, just message Bogan and he'll sell you it.
Fuck off.
By the way, it's a translation point of thing. You know, we say Inokin over here rather than Inokin.
I say Inokin, I say Inokin. I don't know. It changes every fucking video.
Biggest one. Is it diacetyl, diacetyl, or something else?
I call it diacetyl.
Or diacetyl.
I'm bringing out a juice. I'm bringing out a juice called diacetyl another day. It's going to be loaded with diacetyl, mate. Loaded.
I actually have a question for you. Have you ever used the phrase flaming galah?
Maybe not in a video, but I should work that in because that is definitely a good Aussie. Yeah, flaming bloody galah, mate. It's a good one.
Shrimps on barbies, even though you call them prawns.
Nobody says shrimp on the barbie. Nobody says that.
Right, I've got some breaking news.
Hang on, what's that, James?
You flaming hoon?
Yeah. Bloody hoons, mate. Bloody hoons.
Sports used a lot.
I've got
Sheila?
breaking news, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
And it's big, and it's big breaking news as well.
Have you sat on your mod?
I haven't sat on my mod. It's quite a big news. I'm actually quite
the
shocked.
VCMT's back in stock.
The VCMT is not back in stock.
How would Tom tell if he sat on his mod or not?
Ask your mama. Right, so the big breaking news is, and it is quite shocking, I've just had the message. We were talking about flavourings last week on the show with Dale, And we were saying about, sorry, the week before that, we were talking about flavourings and the companies not wanting to get involved with the TPD and flavourings.
Yeah.
I've just had a message saying that Capella now want nothing to do with the TPD and are dropping anything to do with vaping.
Oh, shit.
And Capella are a
Really?
big flavour house. Big,
Oh
big
shit!
flavour.
I mean, so what does that mean? They're not going to sell to anybody manufacturing e-liquid?
Correct. They don't want anything to do with the TPD. They don't want anything to do with cast numbers and stuff like that. I've had a message just now basically saying big news, Capella have now dropped from doing anything to do with e-liquid when the TPD.
Is that just in the UK?
Yes, by the sounds of it, yeah.
Just UK.
Well,
Wow.
it'd either be UK or EU as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's
And we know how big Capella are.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that, probably 50% of juices have got some form of Capella flavour in it, at least. I don't know. I just made that up. That's just to pull that out of my bum statistic. But I don't know how a lot of the juice is going to get made.
It's not that they don't want to. It's because they won't be able to, because they won't comply. That's why.
Okay. That's fucked.
Well, best I buy all of Dale's Capella juice concentrates on his website then.
Yeah.
E-liquid manufacturers are just stocking up.
Surely you'd trade under a pseudonym or something like that.
Oh yeah, you set up Bob's Ice Cream Co. and then you just order all your flavouring through that.
Bob's Ice Cream Cone. Well, Capella have been really good. We've obviously testing for certain things like AP and diacetyl and everything like that. So
Yeah.
It seems to be a bit of a wasted effort, if I'm quite honest with that news.
Yeah.
That is breaking news. Oops.
Yeah, that's I don't think it's really gonna. It's just gonna mean people are gonna have to go around it. They're still gonna buy the liquid.
They're gonna have
instead of
to.
set up.
A lot of manufacturers that obviously use Capella as their main flavour are going to have to reformulate their recipes from dot.
Yep.
So that's going to fit quite a few companies because a lot of companies do use Capella as their main flavour. So that's a bit of a negative news, but non-news nonetheless.
Grumpy's asking for a source so he can put it straight on his website. It's all about the views and the hits. That's a good question, actually. Mr. Magoo's put in chat, quick question. What the fuck is a bogan?
Cigarette in it.
It's probably the best way to describe it. It's a bit of a mix between a chav and like a redneck. So bogans, they're into V8s and big engines and shooting stuff and drinking piss and getting drunk.
Redneck.
It's like the only part about the bogan sort of culture that I don't like is typically like rednecks. There's a bit of racism involved, which is not cool. But yeah, it's sort of your Australian version of a redneck, or the closest thing I can explain it would be. Yeah, like a bit of chav scum, pretty low class, generally unintelligent, gets drunk, uneducated, doesn't give a shit, fairly self-entitled, just
That's
bit of a
definitely not a
dickhead, really.
character. That's definitely not a character.
Chris just put in chat, shagging their sisters. We actually have a definition
That's
for
more
Dino.
that's more hillbilly. Bogans will generally just sleep with their best mate's fucking girl or sister.
An uncouth or unsophisticated person regarded as being of low social status.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or Texans equals bogans for Aussies.
So Jeremy Kyle guests in.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I didn't have time and day to watch that, James.
Get
Yeah.
fucked.
Do you know what? When I was on holiday, I did actually get into it a little bit. Have you heard of Jeremy Kyle? Do you have shows like that in Australia? Where you have sort of bogans, as you put it, go on a show and then you argue it out like, my dad shagged my sister and now my daughter is my uncle.
My
It's just
daughter.
it's just like a Jerry Springer type
Yeah.
version. Not really. Not an Australian-based one. We've got plenty of Bogans on TV, but not in that sort of format.
Home and Away or Neighbours?
Fucking neither, mate. Fucking neither. Fucking rubbish.
Wasn't there another show, Australian show?
But if I was to watch, it would be Neighbours. I can't stand Home and Away. Home and Away makes everybody. I mean, they're both the same. Neighbours, it's like everybody lives on a delightful little suburban street and knows everybody, and just fucking pops down the shops and has a chat and a fucking. And then bloody Home and Away makes it look like every Australian lives by the beach, surfs, has a gorgeous fucking girlfriend, and you know, it's
Part of a gang.
It's just, yeah, part of a gang. Yeah, it's fucking a load of shit.
What am I thinking of? Braxton. The Braxton Boys.
Prisoner Cell Block H.
Ah, there you go. Now we're talking true Aussie drama.
It was a when I was a kid. There was a program called The Sullivans. That was a good one.
What?
We like, I don't know, me and the wife watch a lot of the British shows like, I think it's like Coppers, where they go and hang out with police officers and they go into housing estates and there's a bunch of 14-year-olds drunk and the parents are drunk and they, don't fucking touch me, fucking kid, fuck off. I've told you, I fucking back off. But right, that's it, you're coming with me, and they're fucking, handcuffing some 55-year-old woman drunk in front of her bloody kid's 13th birthday party. We enjoy that. That's hilarious.
Have you noticed we can police without guns?
I know. I've been watching this show. I've been watching Luther. You would have heard of Luther.
Yeah, Luther's
And
great.
I fucking love that. And I'm like, are you fucking crazy? You're sending this detective in to a warehouse where there's people with guns and he's gonna fucking arrest them. They've got MP5s, mate. Get a fucking gun. Fucking nuts. I don't understand how there are not more police officers getting shot in the UK, because they're going into places where people got guns and knives and you got a fucking bat, mate. Oh, fucking come here, mate. Come here. There's enough of that.
Because we don't have is it the Fifth Amendment? What's the right to bear arms in America?
I don't know.
It's the Fifth Amendment, yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it Second Amendment? Fifth Amendment, right?
Fifth Amendment, I believe.
I don't know. All I know is it's a load of fucking
I've got a
bullshit.
serious question before we end.
No, we
What?
don't want to.
I want to know, Bogan, obviously you're heavily tattooed, inspirations of tattoos and why?
James is his inspiration. I think you should... Go on, James.
What?
Get it off.
Shows your chest.
Are we doing nudity? I'm going to show you my bald spot again.
I know what you're thinking, Bogan. James looks like this typical square-ass, bloody gloopy motherfucker.
Fucking, that's alright, isn't it?
I am, yeah, just a few tattoos.
You look like straight out of the Yakuza, mate.
I've got a doubly bald spot here from when I waxed it.
So what's the inspirations, Bogan, on the tattoos? Because obviously you're heavily tattooed.
My left arm was just sort of random images done by a local artist. It's sort of just patched out, no real inspiration. My right arm is done all by one guy, and we've kind of gone with very Russian prison-esque type tattoos. So it's all black and grey. There's snakes, there's fucking knives and stuff. I've got a coffee pot, skulls and stuff like that. So it's a bit Russian prison, but with better quality images.
What's your least favourite?
Probably a shitty sugar skull that I've got on my calf that my mate did in his backyard. I still like it, but it's probably my least favourite.
You got your throat done as well, haven't you?
Huh?
Have you got your throat done?
Yeah, so my throat is all Balinese. So it's done by a Balinese tattoo artist called David Mad Ink. David at Mad Ink. So if you want to check out his stuff on Instagram, I think it's David_Mad Ink. And yeah, he's obviously done a traditional Rangda mask on the front and one on the back. It's a traditional Balinese sort of folklore demon. So there's a short fang version and a long fang version. The short fang is good, the long fang is evil. but they're not sort of like most folklores. They're not strictly good and evil. There's a whole bunch of underlying legend that goes with them. But yeah, I had those done on 2 different trips that I've been over to Bali. So something traditional.
Have you got any plans to come over to the UK to hit any sort of vape exhibitions or anything like that?
I would love to get over to the UK and also to the US. Unfortunately, it's a lot of money to fly over, and I've also got the wife and a 5-year-old and another one in the oven. But I would love to. We may even look at in the future moving to the UK because she's actually got dual citizenship in the UK, which means I can become a POM too.
Hey!
And
We couldn't deal with it. We couldn't deal with it.
I can't handle it.
You
Send
can deal
him
with
back.
the weather.
We fucking shipped you off already, mate. You're coming back.
Tom's missus.
There's a no returns policy on all Australian exports.
You fucking apple stealer.
But no, we'd love to get over to the UK because her grandma's from England, and I've been to London once and loved it. So yeah.
So if there's anybody out there that wants to book Bogan, get him booked and let's get him over to the UK.
If anyone's a travel agent, got any free flights, then let me know.
To be honest, if you were actually a good reviewer like Peepersado and Dimitri, left them over for free.
What a
Just
cunt.
saying. Riyadh. Right, we're going to end on that then.
Boom.
Thank you for coming on, Bogan. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thanks for
very
fucking having me. And
It's so bloody early though.
yeah, I mean, what are you gonna fucking do? Wake
Nothing.
him up, get him out of bed, feed him a beer, put him on the internet.
I'm sure you're in bed when I sent my first message.
My alarm had just gone off, and I looked at it and I was like, yeah, fucking alright. Fucking settle down. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Sub home your fucking dicks off, your tits off, and stay off the bloody stinkies, as I would say.
Peace.
Peace.
Pete, oh, you got to do the peace hand.
Peace.